Are you a solopreneur looking to 2 times your revenue to fund your lifestyle and give back? Well, this podcast is for you. We bring you inspirational guests sharing actionable tips to solve many of the struggles you face each and every day. And now over to your host, Paul Higgins.
Hello to the Build, Live, Give solo podcast. If it is your first time, welcome. And if you're a regular, thanks for your support. Love to get your feedback to improve the show for you at paul@buildlivegive.com. So my key learnings and action for the week. So the key learning for me was I was playing too small, in particular with my marketing. So I bit the bullet and hired some experts to up my game using proceeds from the sale of my other business. So I brought someone in to help me with my sales funnels. That's Joelle Lewis. I brought someone in for my LinkedIn outreach, which is Rob Lowe. And I'm also getting my website copy improved by Stephen Lewis. So we have over 400 experts that you can tap into. So just ask and I can help. So today's topic is one that's very passionate and close to my heart, is zero inbox. What you will learn is how many minutes are spent in inboxes, how you can help yourself, and how you can get help from others. All the links will be in the show notes at buildlivegive.com/podcast. I went and did some Google research and I found that Adobe had surveyed 1,000 American workers, and on average they spend 5 hours and 52 minutes on email a day, which is absolutely astonishing. Apparently it's actually reducing since this was a 2019 survey. Since 2015 it has come down, but it's just a huge amount of time. Now, as a solopreneur, I don't think you spend as much because luckily you're not getting copied on CCs and all the things that you used to when you used to work in a job or corporate. But still, that amount absolutely shocked me, and it's considerable. And they said that just 46 of people get to inbox zero a day. And there's lots of great articles on the topic of how to get to zero inbox. And Ari Meisel is one of my favorites, and I'll put the links in the show notes. But I have a slightly different take on this. I prefer zero inbox. So instead of inbox zero, zero inbox. So this started when I left Coca-Cola around 2012, and I got my first virtual assistant. I think it was essential for me to actually build up where I was spending a lot of time in hospital, a lot of time looking after my health, where I just couldn't get to my inbox. And the anxiety was great because I wanted to know what was in there. I wanted to help people more. So I ended up solving this for myself. So there's 2 key components that I'll go through. So the first one is you. So the first one is your mindset. So you really got to resist the natural urge to see what good news is in the inbox. I know you want it. You want to get a new client that says yes. You know, there's so much optimism when you go in the inbox, and that can be very enticing. The other one is turning off all notifications on all devices, and also remove the mail icon. So I use Gmail, for example. I've moved it from my home screen of my phone into the back. Fill time with the most important tasks. So the old Brian Tracy quote of eat the frog, if you actually block 30 minutes of time and work in time blocking, that will reduce the chances of you constantly going in and checking your inbox. And let go and train someone else to fill your inbox, what I'll talk about a bit more in a moment. And the other thing is be ruthless in unsubscribing. So unsubscribe to everything so it can be as clean as possible before you hand it over to someone else. And the last one is donate to a charity every time you break your own rules, which is diving into your inbox. So I support the Purple House, and that's what I did. I actually donated every time that I broke the rules. Something else might work for you, but that certainly worked for me. So before we cover them getting some help, I would like to tell you about my book called Build, Live, Give. I go through the lessons learnt from leaving Coca-Cola to run my own business, how I grew it to a high 6-figure business whilst having a transplant. I give you the exact 5 steps which I've used to help 147 solopreneurs to double their business to fund their lifestyle. Go to buildlivegive.com/book to get your copy today. There will also be links in the show notes. So the next is around them, because this is not a solo game here to go to zero inbox. So since 2012, I've trained about 17 virtual assistants on how to filter my inbox. So I know it's a proven strategy because I've had so many different virtual assistants do it. So I use the I, we, you approach of training. So quickly what I do is get on Zoom and I would go through my inbox and I'd say, this is what I do to this. And then we do it together. And then finally, they would say, okay, this is what I'll do to this particular email. And it only works by constantly doing that, and also accept that it won't be perfect. There'll be a couple of little hiccups, that's fine, but all the hours of time you save to work on the most important things is a lot more valuable. And there's sort of 4 steps that a virtual assistant will do to me, will do to my emails in my inbox. So the first one is they'll reply as me. So sometimes it's just so short, obvious that, it doesn't really matter whether it's me or them, because I've got some templates and I've got some scripts. So that's okay. And people get nervous about that, but believe me, over all the years I've done it, it's never been an issue. Second is reply as them. So if it is something they've got to follow up on, or it's more obvious, they'll reply in my email, but they'll reply as them. The third one is create a task in Asana. So what they'll do is actually remove all the noise, because only about 20% of the task or 20% of the email is really valuable, and I'll put that in Asana. So I'll go into my Asana task list, which is a lot better because it's got due dates, it's got a lot more information than what an email has. And the last one is they'll move what they think I need to read or action later that's not urgent. They'll move it to a folder. I just call it my read folder, and I'll check it once a day. So there's no rush, no panic. If there isn't an emergency or something urgent that I've got to respond to, they'll just get in contact with me on Voxer. So that's what we use as a communication tool. So the freedom that this gives me is absolutely priceless. There's no more worrying about missing important emails, not getting caught in the detail of emails. Like, you shouldn't be doing ping pong email for calendars. There's a whole lot of stuff you don't need. And also, you're not rereading emails. So I used to put them and I'd go back and constantly reread them. Well, you're saving that time. And as I said before, about 80% of an email isn't that relevant to the action you've got to do. So that removes all of that. So for me, there's 3 key takeaways that you can action from today. So one is make the changes around you, what you can influence. The second is train your VA and test it. If you don't have a VA, let me know. I can certainly refer some great companies to get a great VA. And the third thing is focus on your most important tasks to avoid the temptation. If you are focused on the really big things, you won't be tempted to go on the small things. So if you'd like some help, because I know this isn't going to give you everything, just book a meeting with me, a free meeting at blgmeeting.com. You can get the show notes at buildlivegive.com/podcast. Please send me a topic you want covered at paul@buildlivegive.com. and I'll reward you with a free strategy call valued at $499 USD. Please take action to build new revenue streams to fund your lifestyle and give back.
Thank you for listening to the Build, Live, Give podcast. If you like what you heard, please subscribe and leave us a review. It would mean the world to us.